Hey guys, what's going on? Having some issues with the video from my camera right now. I don't believe I changed anything, but for whatever reason it's not working. Let me mess with it a little bit. Hey guys, yeah, so having issues with my camera right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you have issues hearing me or the audio's off, please let me know in the chat. And I apologize for the video or the camera not working. But yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. We got through 2020. Is a pretty crazy year. But yeah, let's start 2021 with some animal studies here. I'm just going to start by doing some quick warm-ups of some lizards off screen. And then today we are going to do several quick animal studies. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year and a good break. I'm sure most of you got some vacation days off. To be honest, I don't think I even drew that much during the break. I'm feeling pretty rusty right now. Hopefully you guys did better than me and did draw a lot. Just super busy with family things and helping my parents move actually, and I'm actually getting ready to move as well. So pretty hectic week. Yeah, I hope you guys are all doing good. Oh, another thing that I did was actually quit coffee. It's only been 2 weeks, so it's not that long, but yeah, like I've been like so addicted to coffee for so long, and I felt really tired all the time, so I thought it's about time to take a break from coffee. So yeah, I was able to quit coffee, at least not tea. I'm still not drinking tea, but quit coffee for 2 weeks, feeling a lot better. At the same time, a little sad about it because I do really like drinking coffee. I like the taste of it as well, so yeah, a little bit sad about it. Tea doesn't quite do it for me in terms of flavor and, all that. What about you guys? Do you guys all drink coffee? Or are there tea drinkers out there? Hey Penny, Happy New Year. But yeah, I've tried to quit coffee in the past several times. I mean, it went on for, maybe like several months, I guess. And then I had to go back on coffee just because of my work schedule and just being super busy with life. Need to get back on the drugs to perform, I guess, which is kind of sad, but yeah. Hopefully I could go a little bit longer with staying off coffee this time around. I used to actually juice a lot, where you buy like vegetables and celery and cucumbers, like stuff like that to juice. I used to do that quite a bit, for many years actually, every day. And life just got busy. That takes time to do, and the cleanup's the worst part about it. You gotta clean up everything, like the machine and all that, the juicing machine after that. And with family and all that, just don't have the time anymore. Oh, coffee equals life to you, Penny? Yeah, it sure feels that way when you're on it. Like, I couldn't live without it. I can't function without it, usually. I feel like a zombie when I wake up, so... Thanks. Yeah, again, Penny, we'll see how long this lasts. Next week I might be back on coffee. So we'll see. Yeah, my brother, he lives in Berkeley, up in around San Francisco Bay Area. And this winter, or when he came down for New Year's and Christmas, he always brings down coffee when he comes down, all this fancy coffee. And he is trying to tempt me with it, but I didn't give in to it. It's kind of hard though. Alright, cool, let's go on to the next warm-up. I'm gonna try to loosen up a little more. Feeling very stiff right now. Hopefully you guys are sketching and warming up with me. Later on, again, I will be putting up the images that I'm gonna work on the screen so you guys could screenshot it. So after the warm-ups, I will put up some images that you can work with me with, if you wish. This lizard's in perspective here. What about you guys? You guys have any New Year's resolutions or anything like that? I know some people say it's not good to have resolutions, but I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing. As long as it's somewhat realistic. You don't like disappoint yourself, right? I need to personally exercise more consistently. Again, when things get busy, I just don't exercise as much as I should. And as I'm getting older, I really realize how important health is. And just again, being consistent with all that is so important. But yeah, that's one of the first things to go if I get busy. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all staying healthy right now. This is actually feeling pretty fun right now. Again, I haven't drawn for like almost 2 weeks, so it feels great to be drawing again. What about you guys? Were you guys drawing during the break? Tell me the truth. I told my students that I mentor to feel free to contact me during the break if they have work to show or anything like that, and only one student, or actually 2 students, did contact me. So I was wondering, are they actually drawing, or are they just, relaxing during the break? Like me. Anyways, let's go to the next one real quick. Oh, Penny, you drew a bunch of sketches each day? That's awesome. Oh, that's your resolution. Okay. Good. Do that. Hey, Seprazit. Is that how you pronounce it? Happy New Year. Hey, Margaret. Oh, is that was you, Margaret? Okay, Happy New Year, Margaret. Alright, cool. Did any of you guys travel during the break? Or do anything special? I know we have restrictions here, so I actually had to cancel my travel plans, which kind of sucked. Yeah, I lost some money on some reservations that I made. I'm not going to say with which company or business, but I wasn't happy about that. But that's life. Things like that happen. This looks like a dinosaur. Sitting perched over some kind of rock or something like that. Alright, cool. Let's do one more. Last one. Oh, you guys are back in lockdown, Margaret? That sucks. Penny too. Where are you from, Penny? Hey, Happy New Year, Stephanie. Good to see you here. We're just doing sketches right now. This is the last sketch I'm going to do. And then we will get to doing longer studies. I wish I could show you. Well, actually, I can't show you. This lizard looks kind of weird. Look at his face. Strange. Anyways. Hey, Stephanie, you had a good break? Good Christmas and all that? And by the way, sorry, my camera doesn't work for whatever reason. I don't know what's wrong with it. Gotta look into that later. Alright, cool. Save this real quick. Alright, so I'm going to put up the image we're going to start with. I think I already have it up back here somewhere. Oops, that's the old one. Yeah, so I'll leave this up here for a minute. This is going to be a quick one. I'm just going to block it in. Again, I'm kind of going to experiment today. Just keep things pretty much very loose. Yeah, I think with some of these studies in the past, I was being a little too uptight about it. I just want to give you guys, I guess, different approach on these studies. It doesn't have to be too, precise, I guess. I know that a lot of people, when they do studies, they sometimes do get caught up in making things too perfect, or it bothers them when it's off from the image that they're doing a study off of. So I want to just loosen things up a bit more and just show you what a study can look like in real life or practically. It doesn't all have to be great. They're just studies. And that's something I have to remind myself of as well. Oh, Margaret, thanks for letting me know that. Let me try to fix that. It's on the right thing. Hey, is that better? Margaret, can you let me know if the audio is better? Yeah, again, not sure what's going on. Some issues here. Penny, you're from Dallas? Cool. Yeah, that one lizard. Oh, you still hear a double? Wow. Oops. What about now? Is that better? I didn't. I think I did screw that part up. I made an adjustment just to see if I could fix the video. And I think I messed it up. Let me plug this back in real quick. What about now, Margaret? Oh, it's very quiet now? Oh no. Try that again. Give me a second, guys. you hear me? Is it the same? Does it sound the same? What does that sound like? Do I still sound like I'm very far away? Still quiet? Try something else. Is it still double like this? No, I know, I'm pretty sure there are some audio issues right now. I'm just playing around with things, so not sure what's going on. Try something else. Is there an echo? Oh shoot. What about now? Is that better? Is this still bad? What about now? Is that better? It's perfect. It's great. Oh shoot, maybe, huh? Okay, let me see. Let me see. Strange. Hey Brett, thanks. Hey Penny. I don't know what I did right or wrong here because I just kept switching stuff around. Let me know if there's an echo again or if you can't hear me too well. Sorry about that. Is that really better or is there still an echo? Alright, we're gonna... Yeah, it's possible. So Margaret, there is still an echo? Yes, I'm using OBS and I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so there is still an echo. Alright. Can you guys hear the music right now? The music in the background? I'm giving you an awful long time to take a screenshot of this, so that's great. At least. But Margaret, can you help me out? Can you hear the music in the background? No music, okay. Wow. Interesting. That is so strange. Okay. Something must have changed because, alright, hold on a second. Now you guys can hear the music, right? Yeah, I see it, but they're on two different things right now. How about now? Can you hear the music? Yes, that is what I'm trying to do. No music still? Wow. Okay, let me try. Yeah, again, I apologize for this. Interesting. I bet I'm messing this all up right now. Yep. I do have the, yeah, I don't know why. I have the audio on for desktop audio, but it's not picking it up for some reason. Forget the music. Yeah, I gotta figure that out later. Can you guys... Okay. So there's still an echo right now? Yeah, I have no idea why, because I did select the OBS. It shouldn't pick up my computer laptop audio, but it is for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Testing, testing, testing. Let's see. Can I show my OBS? I don't think I can, because if I do, it will go crazy, like, you know, the infinite screen thing. I don't know how I would show that. Maybe can I do this? No, I can't. Maybe you guys could just mute me, don't talk to me today. Yeah, I'll figure it out for next week for sure. Sorry about that. Mute me if you guys want. Yeah, I know it's super annoying when it echoes. But yeah, hopefully you guys had enough time to screenshot this one. Yeah. So I'll put this off screen. Actually, I'll take a screen grab of this. Way to start the new year, huh? Yeah, thanks, Penny. But we'll try this out. We'll just go for it. I know I drew this, what is this, bison, I think it is. I think we sketched this out sometime before, but we never painted it. So let's try it out this time. Man, look at how small those legs look compared to its body. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a super rough sketch like that. And then block it in. Oops. You guys do anything special for New Year's? Or during your break? So yeah, here I am mainly focused on the shapes, just simplifying the shapes or editing the shapes that I see. I'm not too concerned about copying exactly what I see. Again, just looking at the overall shapes and proportions, kind of making it my own. And then now I'm going to block in this upper part where the hide or fur is thicker. I'm going to block that in. And I'm going to choose a darker value here to do the front of the head area and the front legs. And for this one, I'm really not going to be focused on the details. I'm just looking at the overall structure and shapes that are being created by the lighting and the mass, the volume. Kevin, I know I have an echo. I don't know what I'm doing. Something went wrong, so I'm not going to try to fix it anymore. I'm going to make it worse, probably. Brett, awesome. You did work, raw, relax. That's a good combo. Good balance. Margaret, you good balance too. Relax, drew, and play. Awesome. Stephanie, you drew and ate good food. Yeah, I ate a lot of food. Good food as well. A little too much as usual. Vanessa, hi. You were able to visit family in Texas? Cool. That's great. Stephanie, I don't know. I hope the echo stopped, but I didn't change anything, so maybe you are going crazy. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. It's stressing me out a little right now, but I'll get it figured out, like I said. I'm one of those people that I relied on my brother. He was more technical, so I relied on my brother. I have a twin brother, by the way, for those who didn't know. I relied on my brother to help me with all that stuff, and now I'm paying for it. So don't rely on others for things like that. Learn it, or you'll end up like me. Yeah, so here I'm just still blocking things in pretty roughly. Again, not concerned about the details here. Just looking at the overall shapes and the overall values in comparison to everything else that's here. And now I'm going to go in here and kind of add those more subtle variants in color and value that are existing here in the body, just to give it some visual interest. I see some part of the what I think is the lat muscle right here, so I'm going to indicate that, where the ribs start. Oh, it did stop, Margaret? Oh, yeah, I don't know. That makes me even more confused because I didn't change anything. That is strange. Anyways, we got people at CG Spectrum that could help me with this, so I will reach out to them. Now I'm going to go into this more reddish brown section and do the same thing. I'm just color selecting off of my canvas and just adding those more subtle values in there. Alright, let's throw the horn in there real quick, because I missed it earlier. And Let's go to the head and just indicate a little bit more, just clean it up a little bit more. Still keeping it fairly rough for this study. How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel rusty a bit? I'm going to exaggerate the lighting here a little bit to bring the head out. And I'm just going to drop in a shadow real quick, rough shadow to ground him. Maybe another slight subtle light pass on the reddish brown area here. Oops. All right, cool. We'll stop at this. We'll go to the next image. Again, we're keeping it rough today, rougher than usual. Just letting you guys know. Look at all those layers. And let me pull up the next image. Let's try a horse's head. So I'll give you guys a minute to screenshot that. Hey Stephanie, you feel better after taking a break? Yeah. Sometimes we need a break. We get burnt out. So that's great. Penny, you've been having issues with pen pressure. Do any of you guys know why there would be hardly any ink color pushing through even while I press harder? What do you have? Do you have a Cintiq, or are you painting on a tablet? I mean a Wacom tablet? What are you painting with? And yeah, I'm sure you've checked, but just in case, did you check your settings on your pen pressure? Maybe that got adjusted somehow. All right, just 10 more seconds to grab this image. Oh yeah, check the flow and opacity. Sometimes that gets adjusted if you press something on the keyboard on accident. All right, cool. Let's get started on this horse. This one, let's see, maybe let's just go straight, let's just block it in, no drawing, just for fun, for funsies. All right. Horses are pretty challenging, but fun to draw. It's hard to get, I think, the proportions right, actually. Well, let's try it out. Whoops. And get the position of the eye in first. And of course it looks angry. Everything I draw looks kind of evil for some reason. Maybe it's some people say it's a reflection of the artist, right? I don't know. I hope that's not entirely true. Oops, okay. Yeah, that head looks way too small the way I did it, but let's keep going. Let's try and multiply to add in that darker front part of that nose and mouth. I'm going to add that shadow in later. And let's try adding the hair in just to get the proportions closer to what it should be, so I can check my proportions. Thanks, Stephanie and Margaret, by the way, to try to help out Penny. Yeah, those technical issues are always annoying. So that's awesome that you guys are helping out. Oh, that hair looks so strange to me. Maybe it's just because it's super rough right now, but it almost looks like a wig or something. I guess that's what it's supposed to look like. Anyways, I'm going to do a clipping mask again on this one as well. And put some shading into it. Let's keep it simple. And now I'm going to go back and add some more of that shadow in there. Try to add something cooler. Let's try making it more blue. See if that works. That's super dark, but we'll make the adjustment later. That looks okay. And we'll do a light pass on top of this. Hey, Rafaela. Yeah, so for the clipping masks, let me go back and show you. So I did this layer, right? I painted that layer, turning it on and off for the hair. And I'm just putting a clipping mask on it. So I'll make a new layer. Oops, that one did it automatically because I already had one up there. But yeah, you just make a new layer on top of the area that you want to paint into. And on a Mac keyboard, I press Alt-Option key while I hover in between the two layers right here. I press Alt-Option and then I just click down on it and it connects it like that. It makes a clipping mask so that only whatever you paint within that shape underneath, it stays within that shape like that. So you could paint through the entire shape without worrying about staying within your border. Does that make sense? So I will connect that back. Cool, no problem. So now we'll do our lighting pass real quick. That looks too bright. Maybe I'll use a textured brush. Let's try that. I think it's just a default, like it's a brush that comes with Photoshop. Go under here. Now I'm color selecting to on my canvas to get a darker shade of that color as I trickle down this down to the nose area. And I'm bringing back some darks into the shadow area a little bit. Just to bring that form back in here. Alright, so I think we'll just add a little bit more highlights, lighter highlights around the front part of the nose, and then call that done for the, we'll touch the hair a little bit too, just to indicate, but we'll call it done after that. Hey, thanks Stephanie for helping Rafaela out. That's awesome of you. It's always great to see artists helping each other out. All right. One more light pass on the hair, just to indicate once again. Yeah, I wasn't really doing this study for the hair necessarily. It was more for mainly the head area and how there's a color change right there, or a value and color change. So that's what I would focus on. Again, just showing you guys, there's no need to finish up the entire image. It's really simply depends on why you're doing the study, what you're studying, right? Within each specific image. I guess the proportions weren't as off as I thought they were when I was just starting. I think the hair portion of it threw me off a bit. But yeah, how's it going for everyone else? How'd it go? Oh, let me just throw in a little highlight for the eye just for fun. Guess it'll go on that side. All right, cool. Let's go to the next image. Let's try. This is quite challenging, but I want to try it. Let's try this tiger image. I don't know, to me, like, it looks really interesting. The shapes that are going on. I'm just ignoring the, for now I'm gonna ignore the stripes on it or the pattern on the tiger. But yeah, I'll give you guys a minute to take a screenshot of this. I'll be right back, give me a moment. Hey Stephanie, yeah, you got about halfway through it. Cool, yeah. Just move on to the next one. You can finish up at a later time. Margaret, you saying it looks like your cat when he's annoyed. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, Joao. How do you pronounce Joao? Is that how you pronounce your name? You're back with the Chinese master stuff, huh? I wish I was a Chinese master. I'm not. Clearly. We're all learning right now. Alright, cool. So I'm going to assume that you had time to grab this image. And let's throw that up there. All right. For this one, I'm just going to block it in as well. Let's just try it out. Yeah, even if you guys feel hesitant to block stuff in without doing a drawing, I highly recommend that you at least try it out. Just for fun, no pressure, you know. Just try it out and see if you can learn anything or get anything out of it. Alright, so we've got our color here. I mean, I'm feeling hesitant to do it as well, but you know, it's just for fun. So I am really trying to pay attention to the shapes. And the silhouette. I know it's not going to be perfect, but again, just keep going. Trying to get as close as I can though. And yeah, again, what attracted me to this image was the silhouette and the different shapes that are going on here. It looks really fluid and interesting to me. So that's what I'm trying to practice. Actually, I think one of my favorite animals as a kid was a tiger. I just thought they looked so interesting. You know, the patterns and all that. Not sure if it's my favorite now. But yeah, it's one of my favorites, I guess, still. Alright, cool. So we got that in there. I'm going to do a clipping mask again. And this time, yeah, let's throw some values down within it. All right. So I am going to add some of those dark markings in there, just to because those markings actually show off some of the form as well. Not all of them, of course, but some of those do follow along the form lines that are in the tiger's anatomy, or the different layering of the fur. So I am going to indicate some of it, but for the most part I'm kind of going to ignore it, or meaning I'm not going to follow everything that's there, because it does get quite distracting. But that's up to you guys. You could do whatever you want. Just telling you that this study isn't for me to study the pattern necessarily of the entire tiger. It's more just to see the overall silhouette from this pose that this tiger's in, and I guess the curves that are going on and the flow of the overall tiger. That's what I liked about this image. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on showing off. As I'm saying that, you can see I am drawing some of those patterns in. But again, I just want you guys to understand the point for me isn't to draw the patterns. If it gets in the way or it's distracting, I will just ignore it. I'm only going to draw it in if it helps what I'm trying to achieve here. Oh, the position of that ear looks so interesting. I'm sure if you guys have a cat, you understand what's going on there, but it looks pretty odd there. To me, at least. Alright, cool, so we'll leave the indication there and move on to other parts of it. I'm going to just place in some overall values here. Just a darker value pass. And the position of that eye looks very off, so I'm going to try to adjust that right now. That looks a little better. And I'm adding in the white under the underbelly part. Oops. Hey Husky, sorry about the audio. Yeah, we know there's some issues with it. It seems like it's different for everyone. I'll figure that out for next week. I apologize. Yeah, Margaret, you're saying that the drawing reminds you of the ancient Asian drawings of tigers, where they look kind of like crazy eyes. Yeah, you know what? That's one of the things that attracted me to this pose as well. It did remind me of the same exact thing you were talking about. With those, there's like those ancient Korean paintings of tigers, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. So that's why I wanted to try this out. So that's funny that you noticed the same thing. That's cool. Yeah, and of course those drawings, like when you look at the tiger, they look super exaggerated in the way, the pose of it, like it's super flowy, right? I'm not necessarily going for that look, of course, but at least trying to pull some of those curves, right? The nice curves and shapes that you see from poses like this. I'm going to paint the teeth in. Actually, I'm going to go back here and indicate the darks a little bit more, real quick before I move forward. And I'll try to go through this faster. I think I'm spending way too much time on it. Really, this was supposed to be a quick study, again, to look at the overall shape. This has nothing to do with the details, but again, trying to play with that flow that I'm seeing, the nice curves, the silhouette of this tiger. And yeah, it is easy to get caught up in, being concerned about what the viewer is thinking. I'm not talking about just myself, but even when you're doing studies on your own, like, these really should be personal studies for yourself. And it shouldn't really matter what someone else thinks. And these are just studies. But you do always want to kind of practice indicating, because as a concept artist, that is a lot of what you're going to be doing at different stages of the concept process, right? You'll be learning how to quickly indicate things, whether it's indicating different material, right? Different color changes that are going on here, blocking in the silhouette really quick, an interesting silhouette. Those are all things that you have to practice to do quickly. And so that's why these studies are so important. At different levels, right? At different completion levels. Some you can leave like this, you know what I mean? You don't have to finish it. And that's what a lot of your concepts may look like when you're doing variations or just exploring, right? Those are things I want you guys to really think about. We're not illustrators here. We're concept artists. So well, maybe some of you are illustrators, but I'm just speaking from a concept artist's point of view. It's different. In many ways. I'm going to indicate the top of his head a little bit more with a lighting pass. Just to practice showing off some form here. I'm not going to do it across the board. Again, just on the top of his head. So here I'm going to erase some of that out, make it look a little more natural. I'll throw a little bit more down here. Few more little things with the fur that I want to show off here in the silhouette, and then we'll call it done. All right, cool. We will stop there with this image. Yeah, that does sound like a cool project. I can't remember, but I've seen images like that where someone did modernize it. I'm sure, again, there are people that have done that, but yeah, it's a cool idea. All right, let's go to the next image. Let's try a dog. We did a cat, so let's try a dog. Okay. All right, so I'll give you guys a minute to grab this guy. And we'll try a textured brush for this one, because yeah, his fur does, the edges all look pretty textured again. And for this one, yeah, we want to capture the lighting coming from the left side. And of course the change in value in his fur, the pattern that we see. And in general, just showing off that the forms that are there, and that 3/4 angle, which is very ideal in showing off characters or creatures. So that's what we'll practice here. And possibly also keeping in mind the lighting temperature on this side, on the right side, looks more warm, reflected light coming into the right side of this image, and on the left side the main light source is cooler compared to the warm lighting reflecting into the dog's face on the right side. So we'll keep that in mind as well. Once again, I think I'm just going to block it in. So try that out again if you wish. I think blocking it in, even though it's challenging for some people, again, it just helps you loosen up. All right, just 10 more seconds. By the way, if you could give a like to this video or stream, that'd be great. It does help the school a lot, so I appreciate that. Even though the audio sucks today, if you could give a like, I would appreciate it. All right, thanks. Cool, let's get started with this guy. Up. Hi, Riz. Software, using Photoshop? Is that what you're asking? What do you use, Riz? All right, so let's get started on this guy. Yeah, let's start with that. All right. And again, it's good to use a big brush to block things in. Sometimes it's an issue for me too. I get caught up with details. So try using a big brush. If your thing is you get caught up with details quite easily, like myself, try practicing using a larger brush as much as possible in the beginning of your sketch or block in. That really helps to avoid focusing on details. So there we go, I'm already done with my silhouette. Even though it's not perfect. We'll fix the little things here and there for real quick. Bring the snout out a little bit more. And with that, I will make a clipping mask again. And let's paint in the dark area. I'm not going to go as dark as it looks in the image, a little bit lighter. Oh, you're using Lightwave 3D, okay. Riz is saying I have some 3D animations I've made with Lightwave on my YouTube channel. Cool. Alright, so let's get this dude blocked in. Again, just a reminder, I know I always say this, but always think to yourself, if you're trying to be a concept artist, right, always think of how you're using your studies, your process and all that to help your concepting process, right? They should not be separate things. They should be directly correlated or related to each other, right? All this should support your concepting process. If it's not, you got to rethink about what you're doing, why you're doing these studies. So, I mean, when you're doing concepts and throwing it, like exploring, none of it usually looks perfect. I mean, again, they're just exploring ideas and stuff like that, so it's not really going to look perfect, and that's quite normal in the first stage of exploration. So even now, like, I know this doesn't look perfect, but I don't care, because again, I'm just approaching it as I would my own concept. I'm not approaching it differently, I'm approaching it the same way. And one of the ways I approach concepts is by blocking it in, just like the way I'm doing here. I don't waste time drawing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't draw when you're concepting. I do that as well, but again, one of the approaches I use is just blocking stuff in like this to explore. And it looks very rough, just like the way I'm doing it here. And I notice things look off here, but I'm just going to keep going. Again, that's one of the things too, when you're doing concepts, you're not trying to fix everything, at least I don't, while I'm concepting, like just doing exploration paths. You could fix stuff later on. It's not a big deal. It's easy to fix things in Photoshop, as you guys know. So for me, what's important, at least for me, is not to get caught up or hung up on something. I just need to keep exploring, keep going. Don't get hung up on something, don't get bogged down by something that doesn't look perfect or correct. Of course, the obvious things, sure, if you want to fix it, go ahead, but again, the point of this is I don't get caught up in like the little details that don't matter at this point. If that makes sense. Because I want to do, I'm doing, you know, if I'm doing, let's say, a creature design, right? A dog like this one, but my own design. Let's say, you know, in Fallout, if you guys played Fallout before, there's a dog that, you know, follows the character around and attacks for him and stuff like that. You know, let's say I'm doing a concept for that. I don't want to just do one concept. I'm trying to do at least, you know, 6 to 10 different concepts of that dog at a rough stage, right? So, you know, I'm going to be approaching it this way, trying different patterns, different colors, different silhouettes, right? Different personalities to the face. So yeah, at this point, I do see that things are off. I've put in the pattern roughly, so I will make some changes real quick. Just like that, a quick change with my warp tool. I'm going to try to indicate the eye on the other side real quick. Again, it just needs to be an indication. It doesn't have to look perfect or anything. As long as the position of that eye is correct or makes sense. Yeah, thanks again, guys, for those who are helping Penny with her issues with the pen pressure. Appreciate that. Alright, so I'm going into the shadow side of the whites here. I think I'm going to actually darken that value or add a darker value to it instead of lightening it up. So let's try that out. And again, this texture brush is really helping out in terms of indicating the texture of the fur here. So there's definitely a place for texture brushes. If you guys haven't tried it out, you should definitely be playing with it. There's obviously many different resources out there, free brushes that you could download. There's actually too many good ones out there, so it's hard to decide which to use. But again, just experiment with it. Try it out. Since my background is white here, you're not going to see that rim lighting as well, but I'll just indicate it here. There is some warm reflected light come into the nose right here, so I'm going to try to indicate that. Now I'm going to indicate the fur and the silhouette a bit, the fur texture that is. Lastly, let's work on the eye. Kind of looks like a grayish sky blue color, very light blue. I was kind of proud of myself that I did not touch the eye until the very last, because I usually want to paint the eye in immediately. So we'll darken it up. And I'm just throwing in some minor details here just to indicate and bring back a little bit of structure and texture into the inner part, or the more important parts of this face, around the eye. The edge of that top part of the mouth. How's it going for everyone, these studies? For those who are following along, how's it going? Hey, Blasphemer. Yeah, cool. I'm glad it came out pretty good. Definitely like an animal. That's good, as long as it doesn't look like a furry human. That's good. But yeah, as long as you're practicing, you're gonna get better, so keep going with it. Yeah, I definitely do see things that are off about my image, but you know, it's all good. It's better to, in my opinion, to move on to the next. There's so many images we could do studies on. For me, this was good enough. I would rather move on to the next one. But sure, you could spend some time fixing things that are obvious in your image. You definitely want to get something out of a study, right? You don't want to just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You want to learn from your studies, right? But I don't really personally believe in learning, trying to get every single ounce of, you know, out of a study, right? At least for me, that doesn't work. I tend to get hung up on things if that happens, and I tend to get discouraged. So I'd rather just keep going and do different studies and have fun with it. Anyways, thanks for hanging in there with me with the audio issues. I will definitely, again, look that up and figure that out before next Monday. And yeah, Happy New Year again to everyone. Hope you guys keep drawing and painting. And again, if you like these videos and streams, please give me a like. I appreciate that. And I will see you guys next Monday, okay? Have a great week. All right, see ya. See ya, Stephanie. See ya, Penny. See ya, Margaret. Oh yeah, thanks, Blasphemer. Yeah, post it on Slack. That'd be great. And thanks for helping out, everyone. Thanks for helping Penny out. I really appreciate that. All right, see you guys. Bye.